is crazy. Hey, everybody, this is saxophonist Kimberly McKinney, and I'm so excited to introduce you to this wonderful woman. But first, I want to apologize because I went live about maybe 20 minutes ago and we was having some technical difficulties, and I want to apologize for that because I had this whole thing set up, everything, the presentation, everything set up so that it could be really, really nice. But without further ado, I want to bring up Miss Tavica Thrasher Carver. She is the caterer for this year's Valentine's Day event, and we had her last year. And guys, we are so excited to have her again this year. The people from that came last year, they said the food was amazing, and that just the presentation was just overall just wonderful. So, welcome to the stage, Miss Tavica Thrasher Carver of Ivani Catering. Guys, welcome her in. Please, please pay attention. I'm so excited to have her this year again for the Valentine's Day event, and we're just going to talk about just a few things that talk about her business, because I definitely want to showcase her for those who are interested in catering, hiring somebody that's a caterer. But I also want to talk about how things went last year, so you can get your tickets and come out this year. Miss Tavica, you have the floor, ma'am.
All right. Well, I am so excited and as well as humble and thankful that you've chosen me to come back for yet another year to celebrate this joyous occasion, Valentine's Day. What a wonderful time to celebrate. So I am just ecstatic. I'm putting together a delicious menu for all the guests. I'm sure everyone will definitely enjoy it. If you don't like one of the meats, you'll definitely like the other. And it's going to be a wonderful time where your bellies will be filled with yummy, yummy foods, and your ears will be just delighted with the beautiful saxophonists and the beautiful sounds. So, Kim, what do you have? Do you have any questions for me as
I
far as
sure
the menu
do.
goes? All right.
Yes. So I know that both of us are small business owners, and I just wanted to point out, like, what is your, first of all, when I talked with you last year, I want to ask you, what feeling that you got when you and I sat on the phone and we talked about last year's menu?
Well, I just want to say, first of all, this is a beautiful person, y'all. Not only does she bring beautiful music, but she has a wonderful heart and she's just a wonderful person and a wonderful person to work with. When we sat on the phone last year, I was just excited once again just to be able to do something to definitely bless your guests, and the feeling that I got was complete excitement. You allowed me to just have my way with the menu. And, when the guests came through, I don't think I heard anyone say anything negative or horrible about anything. And the music was just wonderful. Absolutely. But that definitely a feeling of one businesswoman working with another businesswoman collaborating to make a wow evening is what I got last year.
Thank you so much for saying it, because last year, when I talked with you, you came highly recommended from Dr. Aisha Lumpkin. Yay! Shout out to her
Yes.
for her events that she does every year. The She Eats Oh, okay. I'm back. I think that was my daughter calling me. Um, I don't know if she's at the gym or she doesn't know that I'm live. So listen, that's part of being a mother. Can you hear me still?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, now it has gone back out where I cannot hear you, but I can see you. Um, so last year when I got on the phone, when I talked to Tavica, I expressed, certain things that I want to make sure that, everybody enjoys their time, that enjoys their food, but at the same time, we had a special menu for the VIP. And I had talked with several other people about the menu, what they could provide, and just making sure that we have an overall good presentation. One thing I appreciate about Tavica is I I didn't have to tell her that what I was looking for. She actually told me what she can do and how she can do it. And I said that is perfect because I'm not a caterer, so I don't know all of the ins and outs, the odds and ends of catering. And I wanted her to do what she does best. And I didn't want to micromanage, I don't want to micromanage that at all. So Tabitha, can you still hear me?
I can. Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you. Let's see. I'm gonna try to tap this and see what's going on. Okay, can you hear me? Let me see. I still don't hear you. I don't.
You.
Okay, it's unmuted.
Hmm.
Um, wow. So I guess we'll have to do the best that we can with this. But I wanted to say that I appreciate her for what she brought to the experience last year. She brought a touch of class. She was professional. The people loved her. It was just an overall great setup, and it made me feel at ease because you know, not having I don't know anything about catering like that. And she just took it over and she did what she did best. So, Tavica, talk about your business and talk about, the things that you provide and how you got started and what was your passion.
Okay. Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me at all?
Okay, hold on. When my daughter called, it seems like that just kind of threw everything out of whack. Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. And you're unmuted.
Let me see what I can do on my end. Hold
Let me
on.
see. Let me see if I can edit the mic settings. Yeah, I don't know. But we can see you. I just can't I just can't hear you.
Well, maybe the people can hear me. I'm not sure if it's just on your end.
Yeah, this technology, it's like my iPad is connected to my phone, so that just threw everything out of alignment. Um, we'll just try to do the best that we can to get through this. And just, I hope you guys on the other end, I hope that you can hear Tavica if you can. And if Tavica, if you can see any in the comments, um,
Let's see.
please let us know if you can hear us because, yeah, this technology, yeah, StreamYard, they got to do better. Like, that's whack. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right, so I think she's gonna go out and come back in, guys. Um, yeah, we can see you, but we just can't. I just can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you at all.
Okay, maybe the guests can hear me.
You may
I'm
have to
not
go
sure.
out and come back in.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so while she's doing that, guys, I'm going to continue on with the stream, and I apologize. This is StreamYard. I'm definitely going to send a notice that, this is not, this is whack. Um, so anyway, I had the great opportunity of being able to meet Miss Tavica and to, okay, let's see if she's added back on stage. Okay, I can hear you now.
All right, good. Good deal. Good
Oh,
deal.
yeah, StreamYard, I'm gonna give them a thumbs down for this.
We'll get through it. But you were
Yeah.
asking me, like the foundation basically of my business.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, the name Ivoni came from my grandmother, and that was my teacher. I don't remember not cooking. I was pushing up like the chair to the stove when I was little to help her cook. And I remember definitely being 4 and 5 years old, helping her cook in the kitchen, and her teaching me every single thing about mixing ingredients and all that stuff. And I just fell in love with the art of mixing food and cooking. So that's where my foundation lied, was with my grandmother. And I went to business school, and I got my license also in catering. And I absolutely love and enjoy what I do. I have been cooking for different people and guests over 20 years, and I've actually solidified my business about 3 or 4 years ago. So what once was a hobby has now just captured my heart, and I absolutely love what I do.
That's awesome. The one thing that you said is that you have experience, over 20 years of experience. So it's not like, people are just coming in and you're just learning how to cook. You have a lot of experience under your belt. And for mass production, that's important because some people, when they do catering jobs, sometimes they don't know how to measure for for a certain amount of people, and I'm pretty sure that comes in with your ingredients, how you mix, how much you put into what, and and how much to in order to get a great flavor out of. So I just want to say, I want to commend you because last year people commended me, they said the food was amazing last year, and it was, and I didn't even get a chance to eat because it was gone. Everybody ate it up. I'm listen. I'm the entertainment, and I didn't even get a chance to get a bite of anything, guys, because it was gone. I had so many people that said the food was amazing, everything, the presentation was amazing, and it wasn't like nothing ran out. That was that was the great thing, that nothing ran out, so there was still plenty of food where people can eat and be full and be satisfied. So I thank you for that,
Oh, of
Tabitha.
course. And I promise you, this year I will make sure you have a plate put to the side, because we cannot have you not eating, ma'am.
Yeah, last year it was a lot of work, I tell you. So that brings us to our next question. When it comes to planning events, when it comes to doing business or starting a business, it is not for the weak, everybody. So planning, all that stuff that goes in detail with it, it is not for the weak. I can tell you from from previous experience years prior. This is our fourth year doing this. Listen, we're not millionaires, not yet. It comes with a lot of preparation. Sometimes it comes with a lot of ups and downs, a lot of ins and outs, some disappointments, some things that may not work. That now you got to turn around and you got to make you gotta turn around, you gotta figure out another way, another option. So I want to talk to you about how how do you handle a situations how do you handle situations when it comes to, some unexpected things that may happen in your business? And talk to us about, how planning and especially preparing for things like this, how it's not easy. And what's your process, if you want to, if you want to mention that.
Of course, of course. Well, first and foremost, when and before I take a job, I always put God first. I can't speak to whatever ever everybody else's belief is, but that's the foundation of my belief. And I don't take every single job that I'm offered. I have to know first of all that it's being a person who prays. That's the foundation of my process. Number one. Number two, is really staying in good communication with my client. You know, trying to understand and get inside their head to make sure that what they're wanting is what I'm going to be able to provide. Because a lot of times, people try to postal stamp clients, and you really can't do that. You have to listen to your clients to know exactly what they want and try to afford them exactly what they can get out of what their budgets are. So definitely communication, and then some more communication. And when you run into those issues or circumstances where things don't always go the way you want them to go, because prayer has been my foundation, I've been able to really maneuver really well. Sometimes you have to make a sharp right turn, but once again you go back to that communicating piece, and because you've developed that foundation with the client, you're able to shift and do what you need to do, seamlessly. Because the most important thing I think is not showing the people the problem. I've been in situations where problems have arisen, but you have to be able to think and remain calm. And I think God has prepared me for this over my life. And so what I do is I just, I learn how to make sure that you maneuver without making any interruptions to the client and their guest. And then most of all, always having that point of contact where if something does go wrong, you can talk to them, and you can work it out. And I try to have a fallback plan. So if something doesn't go the way we want it to go, well, what would you like me to do in case this is if this doesn't work? you know Always have those scenarios worked ahead of time. So if something doesn't go the way you want it to go, you'll always have a fallback plan. So I have always two or three fallback plans, if in fact the customer can't get their number one. And I think that has been, worked really well for me. And most important, you have to realize that even if a customer wants what they want, if they have to step down and get something else on that number two plan, it's all about presentation.
Hmm.
If you put your heart in it and you take care of them, it's going to work out. It's going to work out. So I am pleased to say, I've left my customers happy and satisfied. So I pray to God that I continue to be able to fulfill that as time continues to go on and I grow my business.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. The one important thing that you mentioned was through prayer, and I appreciate that. That was one of the things that attracted me towards you, and the fact that I think she's going to be a phenomenal fit for the Valentine's Day event. Because what I also do is I pray and I cover my events as well. Um, And you have to. I think if you're planning an event and you wanting to introduce yourself to the public, or you want to introduce yourself to a new audience, people got to see that you are a person of integrity first, because sometimes, again, like you said, sometimes things may not always go the way that we want it to go. And without prayer, we have to pray that, first of all, the people that are purchasing tickets, that that they're understanding, and that they understand that you are a person that's in business, and you're not trying to diminish the product that you're providing for them, but you're doing your best to present it in a way that we're working this out. Understand that this is going to grow every year. It gets better. So it helps us with feedback on how to maneuver going forward, staying humble, understanding, the needs of the person or the client, also the communication piece, because without prayer, prayer changes things, and I always, what people don't know, Tavica, is that, you know, although we post these things on social media, we post these flyers on social media, people don't understand the behind the scenes. Like, I'm interceding. I'm talking to God about this event. I'm talking to God about the people that we bring in, the communication. I'm talking to God about God provision, his provision for it. God provide for it. Bring the money, bring the resources, bring those things to the forefront, so this can be a successful event. And I appreciate that from you. I know we're running out of time. We got about 2 minutes, and then I know you have to hop on another meeting. But I want to say thank you so very much for hopping on with me through the technical difficulties. And if there's anything else that you would like to leave with us, please have the floor.
Thank you. And I just want to say, a humble heart will take you far. No matter how many jobs and opportunities I've received, um, Ivoni's Catering is humble. If you ever go to my page and see my menus or whatever, it will tell the background story of how I got started, and it will talk a little bit about my grandmother. She taught me, like you said, integrity, love, and respect. And I appreciate that. And those things will take you far. And, I pour everything I have in my food. And I absolutely love working with people to make sure that they have excellent events. And I actually enjoy what I do. And I think that will take you far. I've heard this before, and it was kind of corny when I heard it, that if you find what you love, you really don't work. And even though catering it is hard work, but I absolutely love it, and it makes everything I do worth what I have to do as far as working.
That's
Thank you
awesome.
again. Hmm.
Absolutely. What is your social media handles?
Um, my social media handles is face. If you go to Facebook, it's Ivonnie catering, and it's the same for my Instagram. It's Ivonnie, and if you in catering, if you type that name in Instagram or on Facebook, you will find my page to come up, and like I said, just explore, look over it, and whatever I can do to satisfy my clients, I try very hard to do that.
All right. That is so wonderful. Thank you so much again, Tavica. I do have it in the comment section to make sure you go and follow her at Ivani Catering on Facebook and all her social media handles. I look forward to seeing you, Tavica, on February the 14th. And also, we're gonna before you go, we're releasing a brunch, guys. So we're adding a brunch for those individuals that may have mothers that don't want to drive at night. We're gonna do a Valentine's Day, Make It Last Forever Valentine's Day brunch, and where she also will be catering. We're going to be posting that information tonight. So go to Eventbrite to get your tickets, and then I'm going to talk to you guys about the other ways that you can get tickets without the extra additional astronomical fees. Okay, so make sure you go follow Miss Tavica on her site. It is in the comment section, and we appreciate you. Thank you, Tavica. Love you so much, and I look forward to working with you again this year.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you so much for hanging in with us, and we see you later.